And this morning we're in the borough of Wandsworth in South London. Wandsworth, of course, drawn into the headlines a few weeks ago during the local council elections as the Conservatives lost it for the first time in over 40 years.
Well, our London reporter Alice is now in Battersea. Tell us who you're with now. You managed to escape the barber's chair.
Hello there, good morning. Yes, I still have my hair, thank goodness for that. Yes, I've just moved up. I'm now just south of the river. It's just along from me, up above me, and I'm now in Battersea speaking to people out and about the issues which matter to them. So we've got our next person for On Your Doorstep. Good morning. Hello, you're live on GBNews. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm Stephen. I'm a 28-year-old student living here in Battersea.
Lovely. Right, can I come in? Is that okay? Thank you. Okay, this is going to take me back to my student days, is it?
Probably not. I did a quick tidy.
You've done a quick tidy. Okay, well, thank you. Oh, lovely. So how many people have you got living here?
So 3 of us in total.
Okay.
So there's me, there's my housemate Charlie, who's a dance teacher, and then there's my housemate Luigi, who is a civil engineer.
Okay, cool. Oh, thank you for the coffee.
No worries.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. You've been living here in the area for quite some time. I mean, we were actually just talking about the local council elections and the fact that the council has now gone Labour for the first time in over 40 years. I mean, as somebody sort of living in the area, were you surprised by that?
Yes, I've been living here for 3 years. I was fairly surprised. Quite a few of us were thinking about it before it actually happened, but one of the things that I found most interesting was only one ward in Wandsworth actually had an over 50% turnout, most of them around 30%. And local authorities matter, and how can you have a representative local authority when less than 1 in 2 people are voting? So yes, I mean, it was a surprise that it went Labour for the first time, but I think that's the real story that no one's really talking about yet.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I think a lot of people are struggling with the cost of living, and I guess a lot of people are also feeling maybe politically not as engaged as perhaps they have been. Maybe that's part of the pandemic. I mean, as a student living in London, I mean, how are you sort of finding things at the moment? Yeah,
I mean, it's student life anyway, isn't it? None of us are particularly well off. I've got a little part-time job in a bar as well, so it is a little bit difficult. It is one thing after another. At times it feels like we've been forgotten about a little bit. Our first year at the course was the first year of the pandemic, so we had our week and then immediately everything's locked down, go home, sit on your laptops. And from there, our contact hours just seem to be dwindling, and the value for money in that and of itself it's starting to get a little bit lower. I mean, I know I'm going to have about 30-40k worth of debt in a year, basically. So it is a bit tough, but at the same time, what else is there to do?
Yeah, I mean, if we think about that debt, I mean, you must have been when the government announced that the interest rates were going up for students who were paying back their loans. I mean, because I know you've previously were doing a degree, then you've changed, and so you've got quite a lot of debt. I mean, what was that like for you when you found that news out?
Very frustrated, because I mean, I was maybe 2 years after the increase as well, from 3,000 to 9,000. So I've caught it both times now. Luckily, the payments back for the first lot of loan has been put on hold until I finish this time round. So here's hoping I just get a good job when I come out. I mean, it's interesting though. I also did a semester abroad in Denmark, and the students there are getting paid between 670 and £1,000 a month just to go to university. No debt, no nothing. And they've also managed to get better facilities than what we have, plus contact hours every single day. So it's a little bit baffling where we're paying £9,000 a year. We're barely seeing our lecturers. We've not got very much response on our university emails, and the cameras we're using aren't particularly great. So where's the money actually going?